This is the Part of the Culture podcast. I'm here with Nia. We're actually on Zoom. This is my second remote podcast, but I'm excited to practice and get better at the process. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm excited to be here too. First remote Zoom, podcast. So thank you.
Yeah, that's
for
cool.
having me.
So, yeah, it's good. I'm glad. It was kind of impromptu, but Nia and me actually spoke at the event. She was one of the speakers at Success is the Best Revenge. So we connected that way. Her story was great. She liked my story, and then we actually worked on another. She did a super powerful event for men to make them vulnerable. But long story short, she hit me up. Why did you hit me up? I'll let you kind of put in your own words.
Yeah, sure. So I hit up JD just to ask him about podcasting and doing more video content on my social media page.
Yeah.
So where I'm at in my business is I'm trying to diversify how I deliver my content. I'm actually a writer, so I'm trying to move it more to the digital space of just doing video content.
For sure. Writing is huge. I actually practice my writing. I try to do a lot of copy, even in my Instagram posts. So writing is huge. And I like your movement. But video is also really huge also.
Yes.
And so it's a little bit more engaging. It tracks better. You can do a lot more with it. And so even when she hit me up, just to even give her an example of how powerful video is, I said, instead of us just having a phone call, let's create some content from this video. And so what was born. But so I'll kind of tell you my video process and what it's kind of how I started and what it's kind of turned into. So how I started, actually, I wasn't doing that much video. I was doing a little bit, but when I started doing my podcast, I bought a camera for my podcast, a Canon M50, but you don't need all that. You can use your phone, and like we're using our computer, so you use what you have. And then once I got the Canon M50, I actually got this program, Photoshop. It's Adobe Premiere Pro. And so then with Premiere Pro, I actually just YouTube how to do all of my video and how to do all of my video and how to edit it. So I edit all my own videos now. And that's I edit most of them. But now I have a VA out in the Philippines who's doing my videos. So all of the videos with Shireen, the video, I don't know if you've seen where it was the girl's picture, her real picture and the fake picture. That Zoom podcast, that was done by my VA. So all of Shireen actually hooked me up. So all I've been doing is just sending the whole Success is the Best Revenge, that course. I created the course, but I just sent him the videos and I tell him specifically what I want, and he sends me back videos.
Oh, great. So need that connect.
Yeah, so I will give you his contact. He charges $5. He charges $5 an hour, but it costs about $5 to $50. It costs about $15 per video when you do the math.
I'm here for it.
And so, but it's really good because I've sent him about $50 a week. And he gives me about 3 to 4 videos. But what I try to do is, it's something called Use the Whole Pig. So for example, what I'm going to do, to give you a real life example, is I'm going to take this video of us Zoom, and then I'm going to tell him, hey, I need the whole video for YouTube. I already have the audio because Zoom automatically gives me the audio.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell him, hey, out of this video, give me 3 clips, 3 of the video clips that you think are the most powerful. Maybe one with me, one with you, and one that he just chooses randomly. And so then I'll have 5 pieces of content from this one video. I'll have the go ahead if you have it. It's okay. I'll have the YouTube video. I'll have the podcast. I'll have and then I'll have 3 clips that I can use on social media anyhow I want. And so I'll just send him this video. Probably cost me about $50 to get those 5 pieces of content. But that's what I use to build my brand. That's what I use to draw more traffic to my podcast. This is what I use to build me more as an expert, quote unquote. And so that's how I've been using video. And then I'm getting better at and then I'm getting better at communicating. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
So that's where I really need to work on, is just the mechanics and like the ingenuity behind getting the content out there. Like I said, I have like a lot of things to say, and I'm normally a writer, but people don't really like to read that much. And so I really want to start getting into just doing like even like a lot more ad libs too. Like sometimes.
What do you mean ad libs? What do you mean by ad libs?
Like, you know, just pulling out my phone and like just doing a random video.
So
like where I'm at and what I'm doing, like getting a little bit more.
Are you uncomfortable doing that? Are you uncomfortable in front of video?
So naturally I'm an introverted person.
Okay.
So it's really me stepping out of my comfort zone and just being okay with being in front of places. Like even like when I speak in front of people. I literally like don't like interacting in that way. But I'm getting used to it. So anything that's like outside of my comfort zone, I no longer allow my comfort zone to stop me from doing the things that I need to do in order to grow my brand and my business. So just starting off with just even this phone call is like a big step for me and like moving forward. But I have so many plans. And like I just did like a vision. I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram. I just did a visions webinar with Zoom with a couple of my clients and people who signed up for it. And I really talked about and stressed about like holding to the vision. So like, don't worry about what it takes to get there. Don't worry about who you have to become in order to do it. Like just solely focusing on a vision. So just like really putting myself in a position to where I'm just solely focused on the vision, and where the vision is leading me to is really content heavy. So I have to, in order to do that, you know, bring the vision back into reality. I have to see this content. So
this is the thing that's crazy about content is like I actually want to, it's funny we're having this conversation. One of the next videos I want to make is how like you can literally buy a house based off of content, or how I bought in stocks based off of content, because literally my system is I create content. So I'm the shirt plug. I keep calling myself the shirt plug. That's my main business. And then I write books and I'm a speaker. But how did every deal I've ever done has really come from social media. I don't really advertise any type of way. So then I get a customer. I just closed the deal that, and you never know, you can never brag about business, but just for numbers purposes, I closed the deal that brought me $800. All right, I actually met this guy on the street, so this one account. We'll talk about one that I did meet from social media. I closed a deal that was worth $150. So I met the guy on social media. It was $150. I did another deal like a day or two later that was for $300 because of, and you know, you have clients and stuff, so you know what your numbers are. But we'll say that's $450 that I made from social media, right? It all comes from me dropping video. It all comes from me creating content. But then out of that 450, I take 20% of that and I buy stocks. And I've saved 20% of it. So now I'm literally turning content into like money, stock. And then I'm gonna eventually save all that money and buy a freaking house with it. But it all comes from creating content on social media. So people are looking at it like, oh, I don't want to post too much. So I'm like, yo, by doing videos that's like this, it's literally, even though we can't see it sometimes, it's literally leading to a house, or it's leading to whatever. 10% goes to charity. So it's even helping people. Social media is actually helping my church and helping people around the world and helping all these different organizations. And we have a kids program. So it's like helping all of these things. So social media and creating content is huge because it can lead to like much bigger things than people could ever imagine. So that's why I think content is king. And so for you, since you're uncomfortable, if I was going to give you like 3 steps on what I would do to get started with video, is step 1 is I pulled this out, is I would get something like this. And even what you're doing right now, you probably just have your phone leaned up against something. But this is cool because you can set it up on your car, you can set it up, and then just challenge yourself to make a video for the next 30 days. And after 30 days, you're not going to feel uncomfortable. But it's walking into your vision, and
right.
it's preparing you for something bigger. We talked about being uncomfortable. When I asked you, when you hit me, I was like, you know what? Why don't you make it a podcast? I was uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm just going to ask this girl to do a podcast. I'm going to ask her to hop on Zoom. I'm going to, but by me being uncomfortable, I'm walking into my vision.
Right.
So I'm taking action. And I also do it so that people see like, hey, how is JD you want to have a podcast? This is how you create podcast episodes. If you went like when you did your, you just did the Battle of the Sexes. And I didn't really get to follow it, but I seen that you had a guy contesting to promote the Battle of the Sexes. You guys could do a podcast. For my Success is the Best Revenge, me and Shireen did 2 podcasts leading up to the event. Then we did the event. We turned that into the Success is the Best Revenge replay. And then, which I actually owe you a couple bucks. I only owe you like $5, but you get some. You actually have some royalties that I owe you. I keep forgetting to send them to Shireen and everybody. We sold a couple of the courses. Forgot to tell you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So thank you. So somebody watching you right now. It was very powerful. And then what I did is I did a debrief and the debrief was powerful because we just talked about the Starbucks that I'm in right now is the Starbucks that I first met Shireen at. We had a cup of coffee and we decided to throw Success is the Best Revenge. And we talked about how it was created. But all of this came and we used all of that content to throw the event which you were at, and you've seen how positive the energy was and how transformational it was. But where did it start? Content. So content is huge.
Yes. So and that's where I'm at, because I know it's huge, and I know it's what the missing piece that I need to bring basically my Instagram to life. Is what I think content does. It brings a more of a connected, humanistic side of it. And I think that because I do so many things that are energy based, I need more video in order to capture the essence of that. So realistically, even I don't even know what that's called that you said. It looks like a stand.
Just go to Best Buy. I got this from Best Buy. So you put your phone, I think I have my phone. You just literally, my phone's in a case. So I'll kind of show the people. My phone's in a case. And this one's cool because I'm actually gonna, it has a little clicky thing.
Okay.
Open it. So this one opens.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, it opens. Sorry, Siri's trying to talk to me. All you viewers out there. Nothing, Siri. So now it's locked in, and you could have it this way, and this one has like a thing to where now I could have it this way. It's upside down, but for video purposes. And so I can do lives. I could record my little infomercials. I could record all of my content. You can do your IG lives. You could do, even if we were doing this Zoom, I could do a Zoom off of my phone. So it's pretty cool. So even right now, I could go on Instagram Live and be doing a live talking to you. So it has a lot of multifaceted things that it can do. And I just got that at Best Buy. So I would the instinctual things that I would say are get that, use a books. It doesn't really matter. But the first thing you should start doing is your message of the day, and talk maybe a 30-day journey, because the one thing you're naturally good at and what comes down to video content is adding value. You want it to be 3 things. You want it to really be 2 things. You want it to be entertaining and you want it to be educational. And so that's why I need to work on how to make it more entertaining. But the educational and adding value is why you reached out to me, or why people go to the seminars, because you're already good at adding value. So I already know going into it, you already have that at your advantage. And you're a girl. And so you just being a girl, that's going to help. You're a pretty girl, so that will help.
Thank you.
So those 2 things and that's why video is important, because it also builds your brand. And I would just say, so do a video adding value. So I would do a 30-day vision, or even 3 days, whatever comes to your heart. Pray, meditate, write it down. But 3 days of what's this vision thing? And I just get like, the more I do video, the more ideas I get. Like right now, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna just release this video and use the content. But I've been huge on like content. Like if I had a video I was gonna make, it would be content can buy you a house. And I would explain so I would do the YouTube on it. I would do a short video on it. I might even do some written word on like a pictogram. I just bought this Doodle software. So that would be the first thing I do, is just get a camera, how we're sitting, and just say, hey guys, be in your vision. Me making this video is me. I'm uncomfortable. I'm an introvert. I want to step out my comfort zone and step into my vision, and I'm not going to let anything.
Right.
And so that might just be it. That might be the whole video. Hey, look out for the next 3 days or 30 days on the content that I'm creating using video. That's the first thing I would do. You do a lot of events and you talk to a lot of people. So when you're not in the privacy part of it, you should start creating that content and sharing that whole story. Like grab your phone. I'm gonna take it out of this thing, but grab your phone. Do you use stories at all?
Yeah.
Do you do video stories, or you only still just do written word?
Just written word. I should start doing video though.
So I bought a course called Social Media Selling, and I'll tell you about that. But that's another place where you can get good at video. Is I almost wish we could go. I might screen share and show you like my Instagram. Actually, let's just do that right now. I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see my whiteboard, iPad. What is this? Desktop. Okay. Cool. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm working on some design shirt plug. So I'm gonna go to Instagram. I'm gonna go to my Instagram. I think you can see stories on Instagram and kind of just show you what I'm doing so that you can actually see. So I'm gonna just go to my story. We'll watch it. So we're gonna go back. Let's go back, and I'm gonna show you how I use video to build my brand. So I can do inside tags also, showing that I can do inside tags. Now you know I make shirts. Now you know I do inside tags. Here's some that I created. Boom. I was at my club. I had Andre Nicotina there. I managed a nightclub. Now people know, like, damn, they're having hit stars there. So it's just building that brand for the club. I've been talking about a lot about financial independence. So I use written word also. This is about dividends. But then here, I'm just talking, it's not important what I'm saying, but I'm showing, hey, if you need shirts, I'm the shirt plug. And then I give a business lesson. I add value. I'm like, I actually talk about the social media selling system. I've invested in countless books. I've invested in myself, but I'm showing that through video. I just pulled my phone out. It's nothing fancy. I'm doing it. It's the end. I'm still just, I don't know if you can hear it. Still the same thing, just giving lessons. I'm here now. You just seen I was in the shirts. Look at all these shirts. Now I'm really the shirt plug. Like, this guy's not joking. I'm building credibility, and it's what it's doing is, if anyone needs shirts, like, I'm gonna go to him. I'm gonna spend my money with him. I'm building trust. Then I just made a goofy TikTok video where, like, I'm just having fun with the camera now. But I'm new at TikTok. I suck at this, but I'm learning, like, okay, this is how this works. This is what this does. And then these are shirts. At one point I said shirts and hats. Now I'm here showing my distribution. I'm showing me creating. I'm showing the back end. I'll go to the next one. Showing some more. I'm talking. I'm showing the hats. We're about to put it on the hats. Then I show you the mock-ups, what it's supposed to look like. So now people get an idea of what I do. I'm gonna go back to, oops. Sorry, I'm gonna go to stop share. Cool. So, can you see me?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm using video, but do you see how I'm using it to kind of guide people, to let them know in a fun, interesting way that I make shirts pretty much. And I invest in my business, I invest in myself, and I invest in my mindset. So, I don't always have the nicest camera. I don't always have the nicest things. So that's number one thing I would challenge you to do for your video. The second thing I would do is, when you're at your events, have one of your, I would invest in a little $500. I like the Canon M50. I think I paid like $600-700, but it came as a kit. And if you remind me to, I'll text you the information. But it was the greatest $700 I've ever spent because it came with a mic. It came with a like a boom mic. It came with a camera, and it came with a little memory stick. And you could just click pictures. You could turn it on record. That's what I recorded the video with. And then you just get you not this size, but you get you a bigger tripod. And when you're doing the beginning of the non-intimate parts that you could share, start recording those things. Start recording conversations. Start that same, like when you had the Battle of the Sexes, before the event starts, sit there with him for 5 minutes. And then get you you can put it in, you have a MacBook? Do you have a computer?
Yeah, but so I have like just the HP.
Okay.
It's really old and like very simple. So I need to actually like get another laptop and everything. I'm just so like, I'm a planner.
Yeah.
So my next phase, I'm planning for. So even though it's December, I'm planning for March already.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm like I'm on 2023.
But okay, so like I plan for the year and then I work backwards.
Yeah.
So I'm in March now. So us having this conversation, you giving me this information, the things that you tell me to go get, I'm gonna have all of that by March. So that what that helps me with doing for me is like I already do so much.
Yeah.
That I don't want to overwhelm myself. So as a way of me getting in front of myself, I just tell myself I'm going to give myself to this time. Like I'll be doing events and things in between that time. Yeah. But just budgeting wise, you know, some of my goals and my aspirations, financial wise, like a part of my vision is financial independence and stability. And so just holding myself to integrity, like when opportunities come up or when you get the insight and feedback, just to still keep integrity with my financial goals too, and still work my business within those goals. So like it takes a lot of discipline and planning for that, and not jumping the gun. Because when I first started my business, I spent tons of money. You tell me go get something, I'm getting it tomorrow. Yeah. This person tell me go get something, I'm doing it tomorrow. Yeah. So I had to start really focusing on my financial goals first, and then working from that budget. So that's where I'm at as far as like preparation, which I think a lot of business people need to be conscious about. It's not just about building your brand. It's not just about building your popularity and stuff. It's also about making financial decisions that still align with your end game and your business at the same time. Because I was dipping into my personal finances way too much when I first started. For
sure. And even me, like it's really just ROI. And some ROIs are like I knew that my podcast needed a camera. I knew that my business needed a camera. I knew that video was huge. I knew that I wanted to because I took courses and they're like, this is what you need to do. And so, but I didn't just buy a camera. I went on YouTube. I went and I just checked like, hey, what's the best camera for a starter? And then I just seen this kit, and then just something was like, that's what you need. It has everything you need. And then now I'm starting to say like, okay, I kind of want a better lens for my camera, and then I want instead of having it's a boom mic which records from far away, I want to get one of the mics that clip on. But the ones that have a cord are only like $20. The ones that are wireless are like $200, $300. So eventually I want to get the wireless, but I'm going to get the $20 one for right now. So I have $200, but I'm not into it. I'm going to see how it works, do I like the sound quality? Do I like the boom mic more? So I feel you. And sometimes in the beginning, you may not have the budget, but I'm telling you, if you have a cell phone, you don't really need all this other stuff. You can still like have your boy just record you around the room and record the messages. And because sometimes the most raw stuff is it's the message, like the message flows through more than anything else. It's what we're saying. Like even I'm at Starbucks and there's like people grinding coffee, but we know like you're gonna be able to like, okay, that was important, that's not important. It doesn't like the little like what I have to use. You just get the information, the proper like the meat of it. You just use what you have for now, you know. So but I would say that's the second thing. Going back is start recording your events, either whether it's with your cell phone to practice right now, because I would say this is only $20. So I would say I would say invest in something like this kind of soon. Spend that $20 and start practicing, and then just setting it up and putting it on record and recording your little events or recording conversations with people and get other people involved. Because what happens is I realize, like, with talking to people, there's a synergy. If I have 5 pieces of content, even your text, the last text messages, I created the course, I sent it to you, I sent it to Shireen, I created the content, I sent it to you, I sent it to Shireen. And so by me just posting it, it's only going to get so far, but by all 3 of us,
right,
it's going to get farther. So I like kind of collabing in that sense, because it helps all of us build our brands together. And it helps, like, there's so many people that Shireen have sent me, or like I've sent Shireen, and you know, and they're like, thank you for introducing me to Shireen, or thank you for introducing me to JD. And so that's why I like kind of collabing with people, and I keep using your Battle of Sexes, because I just seen you guys sitting there, and I seen you guys like a picture, but I would love to have, I wasn't there, and I'm not saying there isn't content or there isn't any videos, but I would love to see a little snippet or the beginning, like, hey, this is what we're trying to achieve, and then just you and him doing a debrief, like, man, it was intense in there, but the 3 things that we learned were this, 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 and this. And then just have a video just like that of the event. And then what it is, people are like, damn, I definitely want to go to the next one. Like, that's like
exactly
powerful things. Instead of just a picture, still do the picture, still do the written word, but this video and live events builds that brand and builds that curiosity to where when it's a picture, someone can just kind of like, oh, okay, Battle of the Sexes, what's next? But when it's a thing, then they, okay, all right, that's cool. You know, and it's just another way to get more engagement. So that's the second thing I would challenge you to do. And then the third thing is just this, is Zooms, and just start recording your Zooms and using the pieces that aren't private.
Okay. Yeah, that's great advice and feedback too. I actually have a Zoom professional account that allows me to record it. So that definitely would be a great thing. And maybe I can send it to your Connect so that he can actually edit the Zoom. I don't know if you can do that. Can you edit the Zoom?
Yeah. So
okay.
I don't know, like, so any editing software. So I use Premiere Pro. I could add anything. I could add like even next to you, I could add the words that we're saying. You could add anything to video. I could put cool. I could put a side by side. I could do whatever I want. I could put like a news media room. You can do anything you want with video.
Okay.
It's like kind of like your mind is the limit. Like, look at Star Wars. Like, you can do anything with it.
Well, we're definitely going to have to, because I need to get that program, because what I want to do is when I'm doing, like I said, the Avid ones, like 30-day challenge, you said, I want to put headings on the top of them. Yeah. But I'm like, how do people do that? So you just tell me how to do that. So I definitely need to get more tech savvy. I'm like such not a tech savvy person. But like I said, my brand is pulling me into that direction, so I'm just gonna go with it. Instead of trying to like find change.
I would say, you know, if we're talking about, I would say for sure, once you get to that level, like having a good computer for sure will help. Like, I love my Mac. My back is like, I literally joke around, like, all I really need is my backpack, and I could go anywhere in the world right now, and I could literally be anywhere and do this and close deals. And so I like, my computer is very key. The camera's key. A USB drive is key. I have drones. I have other stuff too. Now I have a stabilizer, but it was over time. It was really over time that, like, I closed a few deals, and I knew, like, don't spend any money, save for this stabilizer. Or my camera is like, don't like, that's what that's for. But I would definitely say YouTube's your best friend. Even kind of switching gears and going into the podcast portion of this and how to create a podcast. I learned how to use Photoshop from not Photoshop. I learned how to use Premiere Pro from YouTube. So whenever you have a problem, you learn like the timeline, and you learn like the basics of the basics, and you learn how to add a title, and you just go on YouTube and you literally type like how to add a title to a video. And then you watch it and you add a title, and then you'll forever kind of remember how to do that. And then it's like, how do I add a song to a video? And then it's like, you'll forever be able to learn how to do that. And then if you want help too, we could hop on Zoom and I could screen share and show you my techniques. And then we could save that, and you could have those videos so you can always go back to it. So anyone listening, if you need some tutoring, I don't mind tutoring in video editing, but do it all in the beginning as much as you can. And then at the same time, you could be sending like little videos off. Like these videos, I'm just gonna send this to my boy. and tell him, do these 5 videos. Like, I'm not going to do anything to this. I'm actually kind of trying to tell him my techniques. Like I'm going to send him this, and I'm going to try to have him do it as a IGTV. There's a certain like thing I want him to do. But what did I tell him? I was like, go learn how to do that. Go on YouTube and learn. So that's once you have your equipment, YouTube is your best friend. Anyone listening to this, YouTube is your best friend. And that I literally learned how to do everything based off of YouTube.
Well, I definitely want us to like get together because I like your content with the video you just did with the background out there. And I could probably use just some direction around like not looking uncomfortable. So I need a second set of eyes. So if you're fair game for that, I definitely will take you up on that offer. And it doesn't have to be anytime soon. Just, just putting it out there in the universe for it to manifest. Yeah,
whenever. I'm always like, I always tell people, like, I'm a phone, like when you get that little sixth sense, like, hey, I'm doing this event. Like, I don't need to be a speaker at all your events. Like, hey, can you just come and show me how to do video, or what would you do at this event when it comes to video? This is a little bit more open. Do you have opening? And I can say yes, no, or maybe, or when's your next event? I can be there, and then we can start planning, or I can come for 30 minutes and I'll come and I'll show you how I would record video, or I'll show you how I see the room, or I'll show you like what thoughts I would have, and we could do it that way. And then when you're ready to edit it, we can sit down and I can show you like, this is what I would do to edit this, and this is how I would add the title. So I don't mind coaching you along that journey. And then this is what I would send to my VA, and I will connect you with my VA so that you can start sending him stuff ASAP. Like even this, you'll see in a week, probably. I don't know if he'll be working on Christmas, but you'll see all of the videos that come from this and how it's broken down and what it's done. And I'll share the conversation that I had with my VA to make this content become, and once the podcast drops, you'll hear the podcast, you'll hear how it sounds, so you'll be getting experience. And that's why I did this, is so that you can get like real life training, and it's just not a conversation, right? You're actually creating content right now.
Right. I'm actually doing another Restore the Kings on January 12th.
Okay.
And I would love for us to talk about your experience for being a panelist and maybe make some content around that.
Yeah.
Get another one of the members that joined us, or even your friend who joined us.
Okay.
To come and talk.
Okay.
About his experience. I don't know if you can make it out to the next one, but I really want to start promoting that for men to come. Yeah. So let's when we get off of this call, let's set up a solid date, and then what area of town do you live in? Where do you live? Like what side of you? Where's Midtown at? Is that Oakland? So, no, in San Jose. Oh, okay. I don't know where Midtown is. Is that by where you work at, but just not downtown. Like, so okay. It's right. Yeah, okay, I didn't know if you lived in Oakland or not. No, I live in San Jose. Okay, all right. For the viewers, what is your address? I'm just messing around. Right. But yeah, so then we can go. There's a coffee shop that I like called Forager, and so we could just link up there and then I would just do the same thing. Do a podcast, do some video content, cut that content up, and so let's before the 12th, maybe maybe like the 3rd or the 4th, let's link up and let's start promoting it again. And then we could do something like that and kind of be part 2 of this, and then keep building this momentum. And I can even show you Photoshop face to face. I'm not Photoshop, Premiere Pro. I use Photoshop so much. That's why I keep saying it. It's all Adobe products. Okay. And then I'm excited about this. Actually, I don't even know. Like I said, I've been just writing my goals down towards my vision, and I break them down in segments. And when you did your video the other day, I was like, JD does this. Yeah. I'm gonna ask him if he can help me. So that's why it's really important to write down your visions, to have a vision and not worry about how big the vision is or how it's going to come into fruition. Because when I tell you things are just falling into my place, like we're happening for it, like it's just happening. Yeah. I just had a conversation with the girl that I'm dating, and she was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Man, it's crazy because like my vibration's off because like so much stuff is falling into place, and like
things that I dreamed about are happening. And, you know, you never think like you could throw your own seminar, or you could have your own podcast, or you could be a speaker on a panel, or you could just connect with cool people on Zoom and help them build their business. Like, it doesn't, like, when you come from where I come from, like, this is not a world no one teaches us this. No one taught me this, you know, that it was possible.
Yes.
So it's really cool to see it coming live. And so I know I do have a question before we switch gears. You keep talking about vision, and I don't want to just let that thought settle. How do you write down your vision? Like, what are 3 things that you can give the listeners for this vision? You spoke about, I've heard you say vision a lot of times. What do you do specifically to capture your vision on paper?
Yeah, so I have 7 steps to a vision that I actually teach people about. The first step is really just acknowledging that you have a vision. Okay. A lot of people, because we're so focused and working in systems, and our creativity, by the time we're an adult, because we don't exercise it's gone. Like, people don't have creative agency, but we have to get back to that childlike state, right, where we're imagining, and confidence is the number one thing in creating a vision, because a lot of people lack confidence. So I would say the first 3 things to focus on is, 1, like having the confidence to say you even have a vision. Like that, stepping out and saying what I'm doing is really not my passion, or it may have been a passion of yours, but that passion's gone. Yeah. A lot of times we hold on to things because we think that this is the only thing that we're going to be good at, or we work so hard to get there and we don't want to let it go. But what that does for you, it puts you in a box. And just as humans, we're so creative. Like, we're here to create. We're not here to do the same thing for the rest of our lives. We're literally here to create. So the first thing I would say is, it's really acknowledge you have a vision and then accept it. Number 2 is accept the fact that you have one. Don't deny yourself that right to be a creative person, even though so your left brain is your logical side, your right brain is your imagination. A lot of people are really left brain people because we work in systems, but we all, our innate being is an imaginative person. Just think about like the person who created an airplane. They had to acknowledge that something could fly in the sky. Yeah. They had to acknowledge that they wanted to bring that into fruition. So everything always starts off with a vision, period. It doesn't matter. But where people fall short of that is that they don't have the confidence, or they're too afraid to even acknowledge that they have the vision, and then too afraid to accept it because they lack the confidence. So the third thing, what I also say is that you have to write it down. Yeah. Like, you have to write it down, because how are you supposed to goal set around something you haven't even really written down on paper? For sure. When you write it down on paper, it goes from our brain down to an actual tangible thing, something you could hold. Our 5 senses: taste, touch, feel, and sight. Okay, so like those things, when they connect, they're so powerful for our creativity. So write your vision down, because then when you write it down, like for me, we get so caught up in like the grand scheme of things that it's important to just have the vision and then goal set from the vision down on. Like, don't focus on the vision itself, focus on like how you're showing up. So I had to start in baby steps for me, because I lack confidence in my vision, right? Yeah. So the first thing I had to do is accept that I wasn't happy. Okay. I wasn't happy. Like, what I was doing, I felt like I could be doing more, and then hold myself accountable. Sometimes we compare ourselves to people, we compare ourselves to where we're at, and we worry about our shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Our vision's already dead right there. Okay. It's already dead. So acknowledge, 1, you have a vision. 2, accept it. And then 3, write it down. Okay, those are the 3 most powerful steps that you can do to even get started And
Okay.
that's really working on the mental part about having a vision.
Yeah.
Like you and I were further along in creating our vision, but just imagine how much it took for you to get there.
No, it took a long time. It literally like years and years, like longer than it. I've always written goals and I've always had a notebook, but it's funny now that I'm really like speaking on it. But once I started really writing my goals, and then once you write down a goal and achieve it, something magical happens. So, if I was going to say like step four, whatever step four is, but that it was so powerful. And so now I actually just had a conversation earlier about how a year ago, I achieved everything that I wanted to, and so now I'm just writing like massive things because you realize
exactly
you can do massive things. You can create massive things. So I definitely agree with that. And I compare your vision with, and writing down your vision with, there's like the saying, like, if a boat left the docks and didn't have a map of where it was going, where would it end up? Like, but if you give that boat a goal or a place to go, if I say right now, hey, you live in San Jose, she's gonna give her address at any moment, y'all. But we say you live in San Jose. If I say, hey, let's just get on a boat and go somewhere, your brain is like, what? But if I say, hey, let's get in a boat and let's go to Hawaii, you instantly know exactly where we're going. Yes, there's probably gonna be some storms. We're gonna have to pack, but now you know how to pack. Now you know what you need. Now you know, okay, we can Google how long does a boat ride take so then we kind of have a gauge. Might take a little bit longer, but once you give your mind something to go towards, it's so much clearer getting there. And so that's why I think it's so important to write down your vision, is because it gives you a clear place to go. That's why with me, like, I know that I want to create good content, and it's like, all right, this is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need this, and this. I'm creating content because I believe content can buy me a house. Now I'm looking at what kind of house do I want? Where area do I want the house in? What do I need to buy a house? Make sure that all that stuff is, but now I create content, and then eventually my goal and my vision are going to meet, but it's also the preparation behind it that will help me reach success and get phone like this, and just like keep giving you little signs like, yes, keep going down the road of your vision. Yes. So thank you for sharing that. I don't want to keep you too much longer, so we can kind of jump over to the podcasting part. So for podcasting, I already kind of told you how to find your guests. You can find people that you look up to, people that have information that you want. You can use it to promote an event and give out valuable information. Like, because once you start talking, you're just like, if you give value, that's just what you're going to do. So that's how you find your guests. You just ask people. I started with people like DJs and people who I just thought were cool. Then I kind of got my feet wet, and then that's how I started. And then you just record it, and all you need is an MP3. And this is where it gets like a little bit more technical. You have to have. I use Libsyn. And Libsyn is an RSS feed. I don't even know what any of that stands for, but the RSS feed, it can go out to iTunes, it can go to Spotify, it can go to the RSS feed. You can even link it to, like, if you have a website, you can use that RSS feed to have like a playlist on your website. But it's almost like a host. And so you have to find that. I think I pay like $11 for my RSS feed. And I just keep it on iTunes, and then I just keep my video formats on YouTube. That's the only two places you can listen to my podcast. I don't have it on. I need to put it on Spotify and other places, but I'm not really too concerned with that. I'm just trying to get get better at promoting and get better at like this, getting guests on, and just learning how to promote better. So promotion's huge in what I'm trying to do right now. Even doing a little bit of paid advertisement for it and kind of figuring out what my ultimate goal of the podcast is. But that's the first thing you need to do, is you need to have an RSS feed. And then you just need to, like iTunes, you just, like even with all, you can Google it, like, how do I put my podcast on iTunes? You're going to hear about the RSS feed. And then where that website, that's where you upload your stuff, do the show notes. I can actually show you. Let's go back to the desktop. And I'll kind of show you how I do can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
So I use Libsyn. And then on Libsyn, so I'm gonna log in. Be all automatic. So you can see like how many people have listened to my podcast. So it shows me all my stats, like 10 people. What are we at today? I don't know where we're at today, but on November 4th, 10 people listened to my podcast. It shows all the things.
Oh, great.
But if I want to add, all you do is click add new episode. And there's like ways to do artwork. There's so add content, add new episode. So here, it looks different. Oh no, it's normal. But I just put up like, I would just upload like this is what I would do. I would upload a file. Like it would say, if this was me and yours, it would be like Nia JD podcast. And then I would upload the MP4 file, just the audio file. And then you go to details, and then I literally just write the title, Nia and JD building the vision. Boom. And then so I put all this, I do this subscription, powerful content, blah, blah. Then so this is, once I upload the audio, I just press publish. And then let me go to my Gmail. And then I'm just going to my link.
Okay. I mean, this seems pretty self-explanatory though, so it's helped me too with even getting started, because I just thought it was like this grand expectation of me, but it seems like it's pretty easy.
The hard part is, to be honest, is like setting it up, or because what you have to do is, and so again, YouTube's your best friend. Just YouTube how to start a podcast, and then you could figure out what kind of equipment you want. I literally bought my equipment. I bought 2 mics. I spent $300. I bought 2 nice mics. I bought 2 good mics. I bought my 2 stands. If you watch, like, go to my page or my YouTube, you can see it sometimes.
Okay.
I bought 2 stands, but I did it because when I first started, I wanted it to look professional, and I wanted people to take me professional. But you could literally start a podcast. Like, I'm going to turn this audio into a podcast, so you can use what you have. I don't know if my internet's slow. I think this, whatchamacallit's making it's making my internet slow. I'm trying to find, where it is. So, Apple, it takes like, what I do recommend in the video, you'll hear all this, is you have to record 5 episodes first, so that when you first get approved, you just have a few in the queue while you look for more guests and things like that. You can do 3, you can do 2, but they recommend 5. And then once I upload it, it takes me to my podcast. And this is it. I created this artwork. You can tell it's all bootleg. But I have 5 reviews and then 3 tips. So this is my other one I did, but then you see people can come here and listen to my podcast, and that's literally it. But I learned how to do all of this from video. Like, we'll even just,
okay.
Yeah, I literally just text.
So for your artwork, is that just for when people click on your YouTube, your podcast, they can see like your artwork as a display introducing you?
No, so this, let's go back. So this artwork there's no video on my podcast. This is it. This is just how people know that it's a part of the Culture Podcast. So this, when people click play, it just plays. Only the audio. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So all of them are like that. So YouTube. So I just literally and I'll show you the guy. See if he comes up. Even these 2, I just how to make caption videos for Instagram, because I pay someone to do it, but it's expensive. It almost costs to caption this video almost will cost me like $70. That's too much for me.
Right.
Unless this podcast was making like the ROI was good, but it's too much. But how to record a podcast with remote guests, I Googled that, and look at what I'm doing now. So it all started with a vision. But how to create a podcast. Podcast. I don't know what a podcast is. So actually, this is the guy I recommend right here. I'm gonna just go. So this guy right here, Pat Flynn, is the guy that I learned how to.
Oh, I watch him.
Yeah, so I learned how to do it from his thing, and I just followed all of his steps. He talks about the RSS feed. He talks about how to do your show notes.
Okay, no, this is a different guy then.
Yeah. So yeah, just Pat Flynn and how to start a podcast. So his I literally learned equipment and software. He has a few videos, so you can just click on his name and but his was cool. And then I use Libsyn to get my RSS feed. I haven't had any problems with them. When you first start, it takes about 24 hours for an episode to upload. But now, if I could have it uploaded, episodes take like 10 minutes to upload to iTunes.
Awesome.
So that's what I would recommend. And then just use. I would do video. What I would recommend is I'm a shirt plug, guys. If you're seeing this, but I do shirts. I'm gonna turn off the share. But what I would recommend is whenever you're creating the audio, try to create video also so that you can use the whole pig pretty much.
Right.
Create videos for Facebook, create videos for Instagram, create some videos for your YouTube channel, create like if you have a Twitter or you have now you have, what's that called? The professional one? What am I thinking? LinkedIn. Create for your LinkedIn. You can put some videos up. So use the whole pig. So I hope this helped. Any other questions?
No, I don't have any questions. And yes, it's a great starting point. I actually feel like I wish I would have had like something to write with, but you're recording this, so I would really like this video, so I can play back and get my mind wrapped around. And then we're gonna talk like about the things that I need to buy, so I can just start on those.
For sure. And we could have a conversation about that, or maybe even do part 2 of this video once you're ready to start purchasing it. But just to give you a quick list, you can buy as little as this thing, the $20 stand, or you can go, like I wish I had all of my boom mics. I'm not going to go into all my pictures right now, but you can buy like the stands for your podcast. You could buy stands for your thing. But yeah, we can go over as you progress. But in the beginning, I would literally get this thing, and then I would get a nicer camera. You got to get your computer if you're going to do your own edits, and then your tripod so that you can record anywhere, and you don't need a camera person. And those 4 things, you're good. And then you can record your podcast, and then eventually you're going to want to get, I think I have my mic. You're going to want to get a good microphone. So I actually keep it in my backpack. I could have used it for this podcast, but I use it for when I have my guests, if they were like live with me. And these are really good. They're made they're like USB mics, if you could see that. So they're like these little USB, and it hooks right up to my laptop. And I record right in GarageBand. And
awesome.
And then you'll see all this on that Pat Flynn video. So anybody listening, go on YouTube, Pat Flynn, how to create a podcast. And he goes through the equipment that whole episode was about, the equipment that you need and what he recommends. And I actually got this mic off of one of his recommendations. And then I have like some nicer stands and things. And I paid $300. They set it up. A lot of them set it up for one person, but I knew I was going to be like an interview show. So I just went ahead and bought 2 of everything.
Right.
So just to be layman's, those are the things. But if you have more specific questions, let me know.
No, this was a great starting point. It's actually really helpful and perfect to where I'm at. Like I said, I'm really in the planning phase.
Yeah.
Of it, and I just wanted to know where to start. So this is perfect for me. Perfect.
So we'll wrap up, and I'll let people know. But your homework, the one homework assignment that I will give you, so that you step out your comfort zone, is go on Instagram and create a story and talk about, hey, I just hopped on the phone. You don't have to tag me. You can tag me if you want. I don't really care about that. But it's more, hey guys, take your phone. Hey guys, I'm interested in creating a podcast. I just did a cool Zoom about how to do video content and how to do a podcast. And I'm going to be sharing my journey along the way. Be on the lookout for more video content. I don't want to hear no excuses.
I can do that.
Yeah. And so you do that. And so step out your comfort zone, because all that happens when you step out your comfort zone is at the end of it, you're going to be like, that's it. That's what I've been afraid of. So, and you start doing that, but automatically what it does is by you making that video, people know, oh, she has a podcast coming. So you're almost building up that intention. Oh, she's about to be doing video content. So people are now looking for it, even though if they're not like on my thing, but when your podcast drops, they'll be like, oh girl, I heard you talk about that, you know, or okay, she did say she was gonna do some video. And so now it makes you, now you can't be a liar either. And now you need to follow through, even if it's so. And then start doing like, hey, I have an event for 12. Start just using the camera to promote your events. And then just your daily thoughts, or have prayed and I heard this, and I just have to share. So I would just start challenging a little video, so that when you get all this stuff and when you're ready for this next stage, it's not foreign to you. You've already been preparing your vision for your vision. So that's my homework. Just create that one video. And that's my only payment. Yeah, that's all I require. And so I'll be looking for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So how can people find you?
$5.
Yeah. How can I'm gonna send that to you too. How can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me. So I'm really transparent with how I do my business. I have a business page and I have a personal page, so I give out both. So my business page is Ridgel Consulting, and it's spelled RIDGLE Consulting. And you can find Instagram, and then my personal page is number 2 BOSSIEYA, so it's 2 Bossy on Instagram. And so by profession, I'm a licensed therapist, and I give a lot of feedback and insight and awareness of mental consciousness and how to heal from past trauma, neglect, or abuse.
Cool. You can find me JD, on Instagram, Part of the Culture, spelled normal, Part of the Culture. Figure it out. I'm not about to spell it out. It's just spell normal, all one word, Part of the Culture. I'll put it in the show notes. And then you can go to partoftheculture.com, www.partoftheculture.com. I want to thank Nia for being on the show. I hope that you got some value, Nia, from this, and anybody listening. So you guys have a blessed day.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, you too, JD. Thank you for the call too.
All right, I'm stopping the recording. Have a good one. You have my number. Just shoot any text and we'll work on that.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot you a text after I do that video.
Cool. Stay up.
Okay.
Bye.